What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Jolin and we back at it with another video. But before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell because you know we got more on the way. Now this next video is one that I'm nervous about, but I'm kind of excited about because it's a cool concept. I just don't know how I feel about it yet. Now I seen a couple months ago that Elon Musk said he was gonna be putting out some self-driving taxis to kind of combat with, you know, taxis and Uber and Lyft and all of those little platforms like that. Now, I just seen today that they're doing the first test runs out in Austin, Texas. They got them self-driving things out there and they gonna be hitting the road. Now, at first when I thought about it, I was just like, I ain't never seen no motherfucking self-driving car. Now I know the Teslas got features on them and people be, you know, having their cars park themselves and stuff like that. But I don't know nobody who ever was like, I'm sitting in the passenger seat on the freeway, headed to the house, and the car is doing all the driving by itself until I went out to Arizona. Now, out in Arizona, and I'm sure, let me know in the comment section if they have these out in the city that you're from, they got these things called Waymos. And Waymos are these white, like, it's kind of like a little SUV-ish type car, and then they got like this shell on the top of them with a bunch of cameras that go around, and you know what I mean, basically just put sensors around the car. And they're basically a self-driving taxi. Like, you can do it like Uber. You can go on your phone, book a Waymo, and it'll pick you up wherever you at and drop you off wherever you want. You know what I mean? And when you're out and you see them, it, like, for the first time, it'll shock you because you'll see somebody on the freeway, you'll get to the light, you know what I mean, when you're getting off, and you'll look in the car and you won't see anybody in the driver's seat. You might see somebody in the back, or you might see somebody in the passenger, but it's Casper the Friendly Ghost at the driving wheel. You know what I mean? So I'm real interested to see how these new Teslas perform against the Waymos, because I've seen like a lot of different like TikToks and stuff like that of people actually complaining because their Teslas on driving mode, whether they're getting in accidents, whether they're, you know, the sensors is faulty and they jerking on the freeways telling you too close to another vehicle or any of that. You know what I mean? Especially if there's nobody in the driver's seat, you're solely relying on some computer to get you to your destination. But like I said, Waymo, every time that I see it, it's not like it's one or two. When you out and about, you see them on the road. Now, I live in Washington, you feel me? I don't see them in Portland, or I don't see them in Washington, you feel me? The only spot that I seen them, they might also, I'm not 100% sure, but they might also have them out in Vegas because it's a major city, it's a major hub, people are moving around. But the cool thing that I think, you know, Elon is trying to do with these cars is basically is $4.20 will get you a ride on one of these things. Now, when you hear the price, $4.20 in some places, that's a bus ticket for one way. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure exactly how far of a destination. Maybe that's just like the set little fee, and you know, $4.20, obviously maybe it's like 1 to 5 miles to get you this much. But if you're going 20 miles, then we got to tack on an extra $5 or something. But these are electric cars, so it's not like it's running off gas to where you got to spend a bunch on gas. No, I'm sure once, you know, the cars start dying down and it's like, yo, I need some battery, I need to charge up 20%, 15%. I'm sure they're going to be able to route themselves back to wherever they got these hubs, charge them up, and send people on their way. Now, that's a cool concept, but at the same time, you got to think all of these cab drivers or Uber drivers or whatever you might be driving on, that's people's jobs on the line. You know what I mean? But at the same time, people who, you know, might have a higher car payment at $4.20, you know what I mean? It make you think like, hey, if you a person that don't really drive, or, you know, every now and again you need to go to the store, like, one, you don't got to worry about driving around in a little Prius that your taxi pick you up in. These Teslas is looking nice, you know what I mean? They looking nice, and you flossing out there, you chilling in the passenger or in the back seat in something nice, you pulling up to work for $4.20. I can't complain, especially if you out here driving those Hemis or a SUV or a truck or something. There might be times you like, damn, it might be cheaper just to get the ride to work and back versus, you know what I mean, have to put gas in a tank and the amount of gas that it's going to take you to get to where you need to go. So I'm looking at it from two different spectrums. Like I said, I'm down to go take one Just because I'm like, if they really putting these out, there is accidents, but there's accidents on the street for motherfuckers like y'all driving, you know what I mean? So it's basically like a 50-50 chance either way. But for the price, the efficiency, and just moving forward and saving money on hard times and shit like that, this might be able to help a lot of people. Like I said, right now, they're just doing test runs out in Austin, but you know how they move. Once it start picking up tractions, they'll probably slide it through LA. You'll start seeing them out in New York, and yeah, that might be coming to a city near you, damn. But I'm about to get out of here, but let me know in the comment section, would you be interested in taking like a Tesla self-driving taxi, or is you accustomed to driving your own car? You don't need no damn taxi, you know, especially like if you're going out to the club too. You got to think of that. If you doing some drinking that night, you might just be like, bam, I might just take a driving taxi by myself. You ain't got to worry about no weirdos in the night. You ain't got to worry about no funny shit going on. It's you, the car, the technology. It's going to get you to where you need to go. But yeah, man, I'm about to get out of here. So as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, because I got more stuff on the way. So until next time, you already know what it is and you know who it is. It's Jolin, it's Varsity. Peace.